I go back to it being, that's nothing to do with the car. The car is top of its game. It's absolutely stunning. It's perfect in every way, but it's not an S1 Elise. So a couple of weeks ago, we were approached by Lotus asking us whether we fancied trying out the new Lotus Eletre. We sort of went, yeah, absolutely, let's do that. And we've been quite excited for the last week or so. It's an electric car. We are not electric car people. We know nothing about them. Well, I certainly don't. You know, previous experience, I've never driven an electric car, and I'm the one that's insured on it. So for this week, this is my car. I drove down there fine. I drove down, there's loads and loads of beeping going on and stuff like that. And I was like, what's all the beeping? And it's just the way I drive. It knows everything. It looks at me. It's got a camera, so it tells me if I yawn, that I'm tired. If I'm holding the steering wheel with one hand, I should be holding it with two. Apparently you can turn these things off. But overall, it's brilliant. You know, looks-wise, it's absolutely stunning. Drives lovely. Size, lovely. I mean, a few people have commented when it arrived that it was big. I quite like big cars, so that didn't bother me too much. I drove through Woodbridge now, quite tight lanes. That didn't bother me too much. One of the things that definitely not used to, and it will take a bit of getting used to, is the regen. So I don't understand that. So I had it on 2. And I sort of said to David when I was driving down, I went, you don't realise, you're so used to taking your foot off an accelerator and the car just coasts. Whereas when you take your foot off the accelerator, it brakes. And I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. And he went, that's the regen. So the higher you have it, it brakes for you. It's got a lot of the knobs and the gadgets and the buttons that you expect from any car now. You know, it's not all done by the computer. The computer screen does everything. Kind of still a car. It just doesn't change gear and you can't hear it. I don't like a car to be under half a tank. I don't like my phone to be under half a charge, so that's what's always put me off with an electric. But everybody else seems really cool about the fact that it can go, you know, you can take it past a certain point and it's okay. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to learn how to do it properly. But yes, it's gone from 82% to 70-ish. Not because I've driven it hard or anything like that, because I haven't. I've literally gone 5 miles up the road, but I guess because I'm now using it, that's when it starts to work out its battery.
Oh my goodness, it's so nice. Oh my goodness, look at the camera view here.
Yes, it's not got any mirrors.
That's brilliant. I like that. What's the back like then, and the boot size, because that's important. Oh wow, lots of room in there.
Happy with that?
Yep, very good. Yeah, I think it's a winner for me, guys.
The question is, would you spend £120,000 on it?
If I had it. Because it's different, and because it's the first time seeing a Lotus, I'd feel like I have, you know, something rare. I suppose that's
you're buying the brand.
I'm buying the brand.
Yeah, that I don't know yet. There's loads of things I don't know yet.
This is like Top Gear style.
Just 900 brake horsepower.
What?
Yeah, this is designed to look pretty but practical. So like all of the holes you see in the front, they're all to send air the other way. But so far, it's good. These are weird.
I mean, I've just seen that. Actually, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So if you put your foot down and then it just suddenly go, that takes off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. How much is this though?
120.
Okay. I mean, it is very slick, isn't it? Just the interior is sort of like suede.
But you could.
Feels quite nice actually.
Is it that there? Yeah. So you just press one of those buttons.
Well, let's do a porn red. Is that porn red?
Yeah, that's what that's called, I reckon.
There you go. You can definitely keep that in the video. That is actually probably like a party bus.
And then, you know, when you take your foot off the accelerator, the car just coasts, doesn't it, normally? So it's actually slowing down because it's regenerating. When you stop, it's charging your battery. which is weird.
Yeah.
But you can turn it right down, so then it drives more like a car. But now I'm using more battery, whereas regen, by helping you slow down, it's actually putting a bit of charge in your battery.
Yeah, it's a big car though, isn't it? That's why when you look at 70% and 180 miles, because it's carrying a lot of weight. It does look nice. I mean, it is massive.
It looks amazing, I think.
Yeah.
See, this is where I'm going to struggle, right? I'm trying to park in this space.
Okay.
So you can't see it. You know, when you've got the mirror, it's natural, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I think this is actually really good.
Look at that.
But look at there.
How close am I? I don't actually know. Yeah, I suppose I can look at that as well.
And look at that. Yeah, you're good. That's right.
All right. Right, so that's it.
Yeah.
We can just literally get out, I believe, and
This will do its own thing.
I think so.
Okay. Where's the thing?
Press the button.
This is the same with the Tesla. I couldn't get out.
Yeah, that's it. Bear in mind, I'm a novice to this. I think I've successfully done my first charge. I'm not sure if the one at Tesco's yesterday was successful or not, but this time downloaded the app, paid the money, plugged the car in, and it seemed to charge. But this is where the experts will probably go, I did it wrong, because I was at 52%, I think I was. I'm now at 87%. And so that's 30, just over 30% that I've put in the car. It took about 1 hour 40 to do that, and it cost me £22. So I'm kind of thinking £22 for 30% seems a lot of money. But then when you look at it against, I drive a Range Rover, albeit it's an older one, but when you put it against how much it would cost to fill up a tank, it's there or thereabouts. I mean, probably more expensive to charge if you were in a cheaper running petrol car, but first experience is the charging was really easy. No engine, is there? It's weird.
What?
No engine, is there? Well, there is, but there's no noisy engine.
How fast is this car?
Very.
Hi everyone.
Oh, each time you put one hand on the steering wheel, it tells you need 2 hands on the steering wheel. You got the shopping list? Hi,
Hi,
nursery.
It's not that fast.
No, I don't really know why you did that.
This is faster.
Probably. Oh, it is, yeah.
Wait. Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Oh look, you can see the cyclist.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, there's so many. Oh, blue. Put your hands on the steering wheel.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We need the electric parking spaces. Electric.
One of the things I noticed about the Eletre is the amount of people that stopped and looked at it, stopped and spoke to me, asked questions about it. I only had it for 5 days, but there was a lot of attention around that car when I had it. That £120,000 car would be my chosen electric car.
Hi, Craig.
Hi. I've never been that drawn to electric cars. I think in what we do with classic cars and sustainable fuel and everything like that, I don't think electric cars have really excited me that much. I've always said that any of the electric cars out there, the Porsche would have been the chosen one to have, purely looks-wise and the brand itself. They would be the reasons why I would go for that. If you put the Eletre next to the Porsche and I had the choice now, it would be the Eletre. one of the things I noticed about the Eletre is the amount of people that stopped and looked at it, stopped and spoke to me, asked questions about it. I only had it for 5 days, but there was a lot of attention around that car when I had it. So that's definitely one of the draws, I think, to the car is looks. The brand, I've always loved Lotus as a brand. So as my first experience of an electric car, it's been a good experience. There's that element of you pull up and you have to get a lead out the bonnet, you know, and you plug it all in, and there is that who's watching me do all this kind of stuff. But that's just in my head. I have had absolutely no problems at all. I mean, bear in mind, I don't have an electric charging point at home. I don't have an electric charging point at work. There was not an easy way of me getting around it other than when I went to the supermarket, I had to charge. When I went to the gym, I had to charge. They're probably the most expensive places to go to charge. And when I first put the charger in and it was 22 quid, I'm thinking this costs a lot more money than my car. But then when I actually sat back and thought about it, I thought, no, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. But the actual experience of charging the car was actually not enjoyable is the wrong word. It was a lot easier than I expected it to be. I thought I'd be stressing about where to find these charging points, and they're there. And maybe I would think differently if I had a trip up to Manchester that was 4 hours and I couldn't get there and I had to wait around for 20 minutes for my car to charge. My experience might be different, but for the short journeys that are a couple of minutes here and there, it was fine. You know, people have referred to how big it is, how wide it is. That hasn't affected me in any way. I like big cars, I like wide cars, they don't scare me. You know, so many people say what I'm about to say and you kind of agree because you feel you have to. And that's the connection to an electric car. That £120,000 car would be my chosen electric car. Woodbridge is a pretty little village and there's one road that takes you up into the town centre. And it's not like you drive hard, but the fact that there's buildings to the side of you, you hear what your car is doing and it's almost talking to you when you're driving along. You can hear the engine. With that, you've got no connection. You know, if you pull up at a junction, you don't know whether it's running, not running. You just trust that when you put your foot down, it goes. And that's the only connection you have to an electric car. And that's no disrespect to the Lotus Eletre. I feel like that would be how I would feel in any electric car. But that's just something that I'm potentially going to have to overcome. And everybody who has that opinion are going to have to overcome it. Because if that is the future and that's what we're all going to have, then we'll get used to that. But for me, I'm probably not ready to let go of a petrol car just yet, or one that talks to me. That's nothing to do with the car. The car is top of its game. It's absolutely stunning. It's perfect in every way, but it's not an S1 Elise. Having the Eletre didn't frustrate me in any way, but there was absolutely no points where I thought this outdoes any of the other cars that I drive. It's got all of the technology in it, and I can sit there and you press the button, and I showed everybody the Dolby Atmos surround sound. You can't get better. It sounds incredible. There is features on that car that you wouldn't think you need, but it's brilliant that it's all there. But it's just, it doesn't have that sense of occasion that or that excitement that you would get from this. I mean, I go back to this. This is a go-kart. This is a glorified go-kart. It doesn't have a Dolby surround sound. It doesn't have a stereo. It's got nothing in it. But you're experiencing the journey with the car. With that, you're just being taken from A to B. Would I change all of my cars and get an electric car? No, no.